All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video, back in the truck again. It is Tuesday and all is well. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Everything is going good. It is gloomy out here. It's not raining, but hey, it is cold. I mean, like the weather has been dropping like crazy, but it's a good time of the year. I can't complain. If this is your first time here, welcome. I talk about gaming, everything under that umbrella with a little bit of gameplay. Got some basketball on deck for tonight if you want to check out that video on my Georgia Southern Eagles. So check out that video and let me know what you think about, the content with college basketball. And all the other links are down in the description if you want to check out me on other platforms. I want to talk about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection and just about these retro collections in general. I am looking forward to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Don't get me wrong, I am. And I'm an old head. I've been playing games since the early '90s, late '80s. I've been on it. I'm an old guy when it comes to gaming. But at the same time, I look at the Legacy Collection and I'm more like, it's a little bittersweet. It's not as exciting as I thought it would be as it get closer to the actual release. Don't get me wrong, I want to play it, but looking back on all this time and all the ways that I do have to play this game, and I mean, if you're some sort of a collector, these are games that you probably already have. The Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. Maybe not Mortal Kombat 4. Maybe you have it. I don't hear too many people who have Mortal Kombat 4 in their collection. Mortal Kombat Gold is definitely another one that is not really talked about as far as people's collection, unless if you have a Dreamcast. That's another story in itself. But when you look at like all the other Mortal Kombat that's going to be in this collection, you either play them or you have accessibility to them. And having this collection to play on a PS5, Xbox, or whatever the case may be, I think it's coming out for the Switch as well. I mean, it's cool, but how exciting is it really? I mean, these are games that we've been playing for over 30 years now, and we already know that, what's in store for all of these games. For me personally, the biggest reason I really want this collection is for the 32X version of Mortal Kombat 2. I always wanted that version. I actually like that version a lot. And it's a shame that, I don't have it. I just didn't want to buy a 32X and then buy, the actual game and doing all the hookups to all of that. I got enough cords around my room as it is, as far as other consoles that are hooked up. To add a 32X to it would be tedious, only for 1 or 2 games. So I never bought the 32X, but I do want to play this game. And I want to have it in my collection. And this is like one of the coolest ways to have it in your collection. So that's why I'm really on a bandwagon for this collection. But other than that, all the other games, I have those on other platforms or I can emulate them. And that's just where I sit back and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited that this is coming out, but I already have this stuff. I already have these games. And if they didn't have the 32X version of this game, I would probably buy this when it's on a real cheap sale. Like I'll find it in GameStop or something for the low. Or I want to buy digital, I'll wait for it to go on sale or something like that. So it's kind of like, it's cool, but it's a little bittersweet. And then for me, playing these games on a flat screen, I mean, you gotta understand, pretty much every game in this collection is built for like a CRT setting or a handheld setting. It's not necessarily built for, a 4K television, or they're not really built for, like even a 1080p monitor or anything like that. They're just not built for that. These games are better played on old CRT and with scan lines, and you have fun playing it that way. And even with the arcade versions are that way as well. They're built for a CRT monitor. So when I get this collection, it's like, yeah, this is awesome. And I know that they have the filters, because I know somebody's already saying they have the filters that you add to them. And a lot of people do that with their emulators. And that's cool. But I do feel like it's just something about having the actual game and playing them. If you have the 1-Up Arcade, it's cool to play the arcade versions. Even if you have them on an emulator, like let's say, what is it, Fightcade or something, and putting the filters on them for the CRT filters, It's something about that that makes it feel more of a better experience than I would think it would be with this collection, because it's just something's kind of off. Now, I will say this in comparison. The Street Fighter collections, I love all of them. The Marvel's Capcom collection, the Capcom Fighting collection, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary collection, I love all of those. I do. But if you're an old head like me, you have to understand that these games were put out a while back. The Street Fighter 30th Anniversary collection, that kind of was already done with the 15th anniversary that came out on the PS2 and original Xbox. Also, the first collection that came out on the PlayStation 1 and the Saturn. The Street Fighter Collection 1 and 2 came out for the, PS1 and Saturn. And I gotta be honest, man, I kind of rather play some of those older games on the Saturn. Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, and 3, I'd rather play those on the Saturn. Marvel's Capcom 1 and 2, I kind of rather play them on the Dreamcast. So this is a thing that's not just exclusive to Mortal Kombat. It's just that it's cool to have these compilations. Don't get me wrong, because I own all of them. I own all the compilations for the Street Fighter stuff. I own all of them. But when I go and play them, is, to me, what they did, and this is not a bad thing, what they did was basically put these games, they emulated these games that you can find on Fightcade, or you find them on MAME or whatever, or the Nebula emulator. If you know anything about the Nebula emulator, just go back. That's going back a little bit. You could get these on those and pretty much get like the same experience that you're getting on the PlayStation 5 PC, especially PC, because like the emulators on a PC, you can get those that experience on those type of platforms. And having the disc is cool, especially when you're somebody like me that likes to collect games. And I love the fact that I have these collections. I mean, the Capcom versus SNK, that Capcom Fighting Collection 2, love that I have that. But every single game that are readily available, I have them on other platforms. Like, obviously, I don't have Cyberbots, which I could buy, but I don't have it. Red Earth, I don't have that. What's the other game? Plasma Sword. You don't have Star Gladiator. I think they're the same game, but yeah, I don't have those in my collection physical. But to have this collection on there with those are great. And it's kind of like how I feel about the Mortal Kombat collection. Mortal Kombat the same way. I mean, getting the WaveNet version of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is excellent. Getting MK Trilogy in this form is excellent. Even though I have MK Trilogy on PS1 and N64, just to have that is excellent. Because these are like slightly variations of the actual game. Just like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that's a different variation of the Dreamcast version. And even with that, I still kind of prefer to pop in that game on my Dreamcast, and the game just feels like butter smooth on the Dreamcast. It runs very well. And the PC version of the Marvel's Capcom collection, those versions, they run well as well. I mean, they're not inferior or anything. It's just that I think a lot of us that collect games, they tend to like to dance with the girl that you bought to the dance. If you don't understand what that means, I'll tell you this. You are more inclined to just play with what you originally put together. If you bought that Sega Genesis, you don't want to necessarily play Sonic Origins. You know what I'm saying? If you have Mario, what's the game? Super Mario World. If you have Super Mario World on your Super Nintendo, more likely you kind of don't want to play the Nintendo Switch online version. You get what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. Because I got the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology on the PS2, and I like playing that version slightly over the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary versions of the game. And don't get me started with Street Fighter the 3 Third Strike. Like, I like the Dreamcast version. I like the Xbox version. Or the Xbox PS2 version. I even like the online edition that's exclusive to the PS3, Xbox 360. That game needs to be re-released in some form. I love those, and I don't want to play the version that's on the Street Fighter Alpha or the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary. I'd rather, dance with the girl that I bought to the dance. And I think that's where I feel when it comes to the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. I'm definitely going to enjoy playing Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 4, playing some of those games on that collection, even Mortal Kombat 2 and the 32X. And I'm just still more inclined to pop in my cartridge and play Mortal Kombat 2 on my Super Nintendo, or play Mortal Kombat Gold on my Dreamcast. That's just how I feel at the end of the day. And it's kind of weird. And looking back at it, when it gets closer to this release, I will be buying it before that one game, the 32X version of Mortal Kombat 2. But it's still like, I kind of wish that, I kind of wish that I didn't have these feelings about this whole collection as a whole, because I would like to celebrate it completely. But the 32X version, I do not want to buy a whole 32X just to play that version of the game. And I know I have the Sega Fusion emulator. I could play it on that as well. But I just want to have a physical copy of that game in some shape or fashion, and this is the way to do it. Let me know what you guys think. I've seen other videos out here saying this a little bit as well, that they'd rather play it in the original form because this is what they grew up on and it just feels right on those consoles, or on that 1-Up arcade, or just playing it on Fightcade. I'm kind of like in that that area as well. Like I said, if they didn't have the 32X version of this, I probably will wait till they get on a big time sale. Or if they didn't have the 32X version on it, yeah, I would have been kind of bummed. Or, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain it. When you're a collector, it's a little bit different. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. I'm going to get up out of here. I've been rambling for too long. Check out the video that I got next year. Or not next year. My goodness. Check out the video I got later on tonight. I'll be playing some basketball. And my Georgia Southern Eagles is going to be playing on my channel. College basketball is here, and I want to show it on the channel. Hopefully you guys check it out. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.